Hello, hello, Margot Levette here. Well, I told you that this week, up until Friday, we would talk about the technology, the technical part of podcasting. And, a podcast in my mind will always be audio. That will always be the core base. So I want to share a couple of things, well, just one place where you can actually record good audio, and then I'll show you some other features that this Ala2 presents to the podcaster. I think it's excellent for a brand new podcaster because you want you want something that's going to record, not cause a lot of heavy learning curve and all that stuff, because there's a lot of different software out there that you can use to actually record with. So I like to teach my students, give my students something that's easy to get acquainted with. It does all the heavy lifting. It multitasks for you. So when I'm doing little short things like this, I like to go over to Ala2 and use the music editor. And look at this. It lets me choose voice. And it lets me record my audio. And I can name it, give it a name. And I always want to make sure that I choose the microphone that, I'm using my ATR. I always want to make sure that I'm choosing that. And then guess what? I can hit start. And look at this, it says that it's running. I have all everything tells me that we are up and running and doing this. And this is how I go ahead and record the 1 minute, 2 minute. I've recorded up to a 5-minute segment using this software, and it is just absolutely fab as far as I'm concerned. And of course, you can stop it. And you can take a listen to it. And if I don't like it, I can re-record it, but I'm not. Then I save it. Now, I like to have music in the background as I'm speaking, as I'm doing a teaser, or I'm recording a segment. So I already have my show. I already have my segment. I think it's, 2 or 3 minutes, 5-minute segment right here. Now I can choose my background music. Oh, this is so cool. And you always want to go with something that's royalty free. Or look at this. Oh my goodness. I can upload music from my hard drive, stuff I've already bought, because I believe in buying music that has a license, to it. But then look at this, free music library. I can choose something from over here. I can sample it, 6 variations, excuse me. And I can open it up, tells me how many minutes it runs. I can add it. And look at this. Now I have music. I have my audio. If I want to have this start a few minutes before the audio begins, I can use this, add to it. And I can preview. I don't have to just go ahead and choose something. This says that it's running. Okay, then I like what's going on. This is perfect. I'm ready to go ahead and serve it up to you guys. Now I can save it to the library. Clip created, great work, content created, and hit done. Next thing I know, it's over here in my library. And we'll revisit Ala2, the power of Ala2, because I use it for some other things also. Excuse me. But I thought I go ahead and just kind of introduce that to you as Alitu for an opportunity to just create something that's short to the point. You have the background music, everything's condensed, it's right there, and it sure makes it pretty cool. Also, maybe you have somebody who wants to call in, a co-host, or you have somebody who wants to call in from the phone. Record a call. Here you can record an interview or record with your co-host. Yep. Once again, your screen name, you choose your microphone. Always want to choose that microphone. You can invite people in and you go ahead and get started. Next thing you know, you can actually start that chat up. I'm speaking and it shows that I'm going on. But if I wanted to call someone, like, you had a guest, you had your co-host and they were using a telephone, guess what? This is an option for you. So and then here we can end it. So your call is finished. Great work. Content is created. Rate your call. Go to episodes. And this you can upload and actually turn it into an episode also, as you can what I just recorded and sent over to my library. All of that can be converted into an episode, and we'll cover that later. But I just wanted to we're looking at the technical part of podcasting, and it all begins with how are you going to record that conversation, your monologue or your conversation with a guest. We all know Zoom, and a lot of people still use Zoom. I use Zoom because it is, again, something that everybody's familiar with. But I haven't heard a lot of people talking about Alitu, and I think that it's very handy for short monologues or short conversations, something like this. You just want to put out, and you don't want a whole lot of hassle, a whole lot of foo-foo, and that's what I just want to share with you. I'll be back tomorrow, and so Monday we talked about you actually understanding why you want a podcast. Today, we're looking at how to get started, and we took a look. It's late. It's getting late. We took a look at how we're going to actually record that episode or that monologue and the software that we can use. This is actually something that I recommend also to my students when they take the 8-week course. We go through a couple of different ways to record and a couple of different ways to edit, because we have the time. And I think that people should find the software that works best for them. Adobe Audition is not always a good fit for someone. Audacity, they are excellent. Audacity is old. It's been around a while. It's Old Faithful. It's free. And I think that everybody should know how to use Audacity. And Adobe Audition has a learning curve to it, and I haven't just buckled down to actually apply myself, but it is excellent. And you're talking about sound quality, because we have to pay attention to the quality that we are putting out into the world, because our podcast, first of all, has to be an experience. We can have all of the great content in the world, but if we are not creating a experience for our listeners, then and for our guests, then we haven't done our job. So Adobe Audition gives you excellent, beautiful sound quality, and there's quite a few bells and whistles, but there is a learning curve. And like I say, I like to introduce my students to something that has a learning curve, but it's really quite easy to adapt to. You can always move to Adobe Audition, and maybe Adobe Audition is where you should start. I don't know. I'm going with what works for what I found to work for most people. Alitu, and using the music editor, and of course the old standby, old faithful Zoom. Everybody knows how to operate Zoom. So tomorrow I will be back with, I think we're going to take a look at, excuse me, we're going to take a look at the platform. We're going to once we actually do the recording of the episode, then we're, instead of going to the platform, no, tomorrow we're going to talk about the editing. We're going to take a quick look at editing. So we'll be back here at Ala2 doing some editing. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Share this out, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.